Hi, and welcome to this week's general love reading for March 1st, 2019. Now, I post these general love readings every Friday, and they, they're supposed to be for the next week, okay? However, do understand that they're not, these are timeless, okay? So whenever you see this video, it's gonna apply to the next 7 days, okay? So let's say that you don't see it until the 2nd of March, you're fine. It's just gonna apply to the next 7 days after that. And, if you're watching in April or if you're watching in 3 years from now, it's still going to be timeless to your week, okay? So I just wanted to mention that. And yes, I do post them every Friday, okay? That said, we're going to go ahead and look at some energy and basic themes and basically what to expect for the next week in love, okay? In order to do this, we have 6 piles, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you which one's which, and you guys can concentrate and pick which one is kind of calling to you, and then we'll begin. We've got pile number 1 is the blue Lapis Lazuli. Pile number 2 is the pink rose quartz. Pile number 3 is a black obsidian. Pile number 4 is the gray bloodstone. Pile number 5 is the purple fluorite. And pile number 6 is the white opalite. So while you guys are concentrating on which pile is calling to you, I do want to mention that anything you need to know about me is in the description. You know, this is a general reading, obviously, and it's not going to be too detailed. If you would like a detailed reading, I have reading packages available for all price points, okay? So, we could set one up, or you could send me an email, or, whatever. Alrighty, guys. That said, I don't want to waste anybody's time, so let's go ahead and get started. Those of you who haven't picked, go ahead and pause the video so you can pick now. Alrighty, so we're going to start with number 1, the blue Lapis Lazuli, but first I'm going to just kind of move these a little bit out of the way so they don't interfere with the other readings. Okay, those of you who picked pile number 1, the blue Lapis Lazuli. Okay, so we have the Magician. So you guys are wanting to manifest things, okay, on both ends, okay? We have the 5 of Pentacles. This is just letting me know that one of you guys is getting more attention than the other right now in the relationship, from within the relationship. Remember, this is just for the next 7 days, so it's not that I'm getting an imbalance, a chronic imbalance. I'm just getting that for the next 7 days, there's going to be an imbalance, okay, guys? We do have the Star, and I just want to go ahead and mention that we have the Star and Fish in the Lenormand. I'm going to put it in this order because that's the order it came up with. I just wanted to put it next to the Star when I first put it down so you could see you got the Star twice. That's kind of important. So you're going to be feeling like you do have some direction in this relationship. You're going to be feeling like, if you don't know what to do at this point, you'll know what to do sometime during this week, okay? You're going to feel maybe divinely guided. Some of you guys are just going to get that indicator that it's okay to move forward, it's okay to talk, or whatever it is. And also, for those of you who are kind of wondering if your relationship's going to survive something, the Star does show a lot of hope, okay? And so I would say that at least this week, don't give up hope on the relationship, okay? I just say this every time it comes up. If you are in a relationship with somebody and there is any kind of abuse going on, that doesn't apply to you. If you're in an abusive relationship, you need to get out of it now, okay? And there's a lot of resources you can look to find a way to get that help, okay? That said, though, for most of you guys, you're going to be working together, trying to make this happen. It is going to still feel like one person feels, one person's just getting their needs met and basically the other one isn't, okay? And that's it. And it could be just due to lack of communication. And then we've got the direction, we've got the hope and all of that good stuff. With the Lenormand, we have we have the Star and then we have the Fish, okay? So the Star represents also direction. It can also represent timing, okay? But, you know, in this case, I'm going to say this is about destiny. It's about direction, okay? And you guys are going to experience some abundance in your life this particular week, okay? This could be in the form of money. It could be in the form of, you know, maybe somebody giving you a material item. Whatever it is, it's about having more of something physical, okay? Boy, you know, for the parents that are watching, I really hope it's not having more Legos to step on, right? Because that sucks. It really does. Okay, so you're going to be we've got solitude, okay? In silence, peace prevails. For those of you who kind of want to fill the air with like a little bit of chatter, you know, or you feel like it's important to keep communication up, so you keep sending messages or something like that, right now it's good to be quiet and be silent instead of chattery. That's only going to apply to those of you who are feeling kind of nervous about, you know, whether or not they should speak up or not. And this is only to people who have been doing this habitually, okay? For the rest of you guys, this is going to apply more in the, you know, kind of doing some inner reflection, that kind of thing, okay? You might want to, you know, examine any beliefs that you have about any kind of negative feelings you have about the relationship, because I really feel like there's a lot of positivity here, and it might be being seen as more negative than actually is. Okay, and then we have give back. Okay, so anything your person, even if you're the person that's not getting your needs met, okay, make sure that when they are putting energy out there that you like, you know, if they're being nice, if they're you know, smiling at you, make sure that you do it back, okay? It's a simple thing. It's called mirroring. And by mirroring another person's behavior, the other person actually starts liking you more. It's and that's just straight up psychology. I really feel like the give back card is pointing towards that kind of psychological principle. You can try this sometime if you're, you know, at a restaurant with somebody, you know, especially it works really good with your person, you know, and you're sitting across from them, and they pick up their drink to take a drink, you pick up your drink to take a drink, and just kind of get in sync with that person and just mirror their behaviors. First off, they probably won't notice, and second, it's actually going to make them like feel like you guys are having a more strong connection when you're talking than if you weren't doing it. It's just something to do. I really feel like this give back card is talking to that psychological principle. Also, you know, if you do happen to be the person that isn't maybe meeting your partner's needs as much, you know, maybe there's a fallout right now and you know, you guys haven't healed from that yet or whatever, please think about the things that your partner's given to you and try to send at least some of that energy back to them. All right, guys? All right, pile number 2. Those of you who picked the pink rose quartz. For the next week, we've got the 4 of rods, we've got judgment, and we've got the 10 of pentacles. Wow. Okay. Okay, we have the bear and the stork. We have embracing enthusiasm and ruminate. Okay. All right. Let's start with the tarot. You guys are going to be making some plans. I feel like this has come up for the past 2 weeks in these romantic readings. So if you've already gotten this in a romantic reading, you know, in the past, like, general readings, this is referring to you guys. You guys must be planning something really big, because, you know, I just feel like, you know, there's something coming up. I feel like it's getting closer, though, to that time, although it's not this week, but I just feel like you're anticipating doing something or going somewhere. You know, it just feels like just some kind of social thing, okay? When we have judgment, I always, you know, in a love reading, I always think about it as like feeling called to be with that person, you know. I really feel like both of you are feeling that desire to be close to one another. And with the Ten of Pentacles, when we bring that up in a relationship, it's like we're talking about getting more of whatever it is that you already have, okay? So this isn't so much about getting something new as it is about increasing the positivity that you already have. So in your relationship this week, you're going to be noticing that you know, the great stuff between you and your person is going to just kind of get magnified a little bit, and it's going to feel good, okay? We also have this, I feel like one of you is really intimidated by the other. And I'm also being told that for most of you, it's going to be the viewer. But this card's letting me know there's nothing to be intimidated by. You guys are really more on equal footing. And it's also showing me that the two of you might be making plans. It goes back to this one, doesn't it? It's just about the same thing. You guys might be making plans. With the Storks specifically, you guys might be making plans to move in together. You guys might be making plans to travel together. It's just a place it's plans regarding sharing the same space with one another. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, you know, that's basically what couples do, right? I feel like this is something different from the norm, though, okay? Yeah, it's something different from the world norm, and it involves movement in order to get there, okay? You know, like I would say probably movement outside of your city, you know, for example. This could be coming up for those of you who are in long distance relationships too. It's just mentioning that you guys are moving closer together and that kind of thing. Okay, so right now we've got embracing enthusiasm, okay? And I feel like this is a really good card to kind of complement the Ten of Pentacles. Be so thankful for the good stuff that you have, okay? I'm not saying it's like going to go away next week or anything, because it's not, you know. I'm just saying be happy for the things that you have right now in your relationship and know that more is coming, okay? And then when we have the Ruminate card, this is kind of like, you know, it's almost like nostalgia sometimes, and it can also look like sentimentality, okay? Just kind of have a good time, you know, have a good moment or two set aside so that you can kind of meditate on the relationship itself, because I feel like that's going to help you feel more calm in the situation, especially if you're the one that's intimidated by the person. But I'm getting it's only one of you, not both ways, okay? So, yeah, you guys are going to have a pretty good week. All right, hi, pile number 3, those of you who picked the black. Wow, okay. Those of you who picked the black obsidian. So we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is personally my long-distance relationship indicator. I'm not saying that you have to be in a long-distance relationship to keep watching. I'm just saying that a lot of you guys that picked this pile are probably in the long-distance relationship. Again, we also have the World, which is my second long-distance relationship indicator within love readings, so I wouldn't be surprised. But we also have the Fool here, so we have the beginning and the end. That's really interesting. Let's just go ahead and lay out all the other cards. So we have the Tower. We have the Snake, okay? We have Fellow Travelers, Support is all around you, and Negativity. Okay, so here's what I'm getting, all right? Right now, either you or your person or both of you are really busy with some pretty major things, you know, that you're taking care of. You know, like responsibilities, day-to-day things, you know. If you guys are still in school, maybe you're both just really studying hard right now, you know, that kind of stuff. But you're keeping busy, okay? And that puts a little bit of a strain on the relationship because of that, okay? And let me go ahead and put these around this. We're talking about going through the entire major arcana for those of you who aren't familiar with it. So the Fool starts out on his journey with number 1, which is the Magician, and he goes all the way through the major arcana learning lessons from each card until he gets to number 21, which is the World. And from from the Fool through the World makes up 22 cards. The Fool is number 0, and that's the major arcana. So when I see the Fool and the World together, I see like the completion of one cycle and the beginning of another one, okay? I feel like there's that going on. And also, this could be very metaphorical, like this person that you're with is like the one. This person is like the beginning and the end for you. This is the person that you want to share all of your life journey through, right? So that's another way of interpreting that. We also have, in addition to being busy, we have somebody who wants to introvert a lot with the Tower. Now, the Tower can also mean an institution. So this could mean somebody, you know, going to school, going to university, going to a church, working in a corporation, that kind of thing. But I think that for most of you guys, it's going to be referring to introversion, someone just needing to be alone a little bit more. That's what's going to be causing this kind of negative overtone, I suppose, in this relationship this week. It's going to feel like maybe somebody's neglecting somebody else, or, you know, that kind of stuff. Just know that if you need this person, they'll be there, okay? With the fellow traveler and supports all around you, you know, they'll be there for you, okay? And for those of you who have a lot of friends, you know, you can also rely on them for some help and support too during this week. But I just don't feel like there's going to be a whole lot of interacting this week, even though you guys are still in a really, really great position. Like, I mean, this person's not going anywhere, right? You know, they're sticking around. This is somebody that it would be kind of difficult to get them to leave your life, because this person really cares about you a lot and would fight for you, basically. So I haven't addressed the snake, and mostly because this is, there's so many different ways of reading the snake in the Lenormand, and what I've been taught about learning the Lenormand, because the Lenormand means the same thing no matter who's reading the cards, right? What I've been taught is that each card tends to have 1 or 2 meanings, and you've just got to pick the one that resonates and go with it. And so for me, the one that resonates is knowledge, right? However, this is one of those odd times where I'm actually getting that there is some kind of other person that's involved. I'm not saying that you guys are from third-party situations, although you might be. I'm just saying that there's going to be some kind of snap of jealousy sometime in this week, okay? Those of you who are in a relationship and a third party's involved and that third party doesn't know, that person might find out this week, okay? So I would suggest that just be aware of that, okay? And be careful with that. If, you know, I'm no judgment on whatever kinds of relationships you guys are in, just know that, you know, that wouldn't be fun, you know, and then that would definitely, you know, pose some negativity here. But I just feel like for some of you guys, this is kind of just a little bit of a warning to, hey, be careful, you know, and all of that kind of stuff. For some of you, it's going to be jealousy. For others, it's going to be straight up knowledge. You guys are going to be learning things together. You know, you're going to be sharing information with one another. All right, guys? Okay. Hi, pile number 3. I'm sorry, pile number 4. Those of you who picked the Bloodstone. Let's see what you guys have. You have the, wow, you're going to have a happy one. You've got the Empress, the Sun, and the King of Rods. Look at that. We've got the Empress, which is representing nurture and abundance and, you know, the great harvest and being, you know, well cared for. Then we've got the Sun, which is representing happiness, like true happiness, just that kind of, that joy that we have when we're a kid, you know, and we don't know that we're happy, right? And then we've got the King of Rods. You know, this is a very passionate man, you know, and this could represent you or your person. It doesn't matter the gender, in the same way that the Empress could too. But the energy between the two of you is going to be very passionate, very, very high up there, okay? Oh, good. We also have the Scythe and the birds here, okay? So the birds represent rumors, chatter, Some people say that it represents Twitter, although I don't believe that. But this is basically, you know, people kind of maybe talking about you, or a small group of people. If somebody's been talking about you guys, and there have been kind of rumors drifting around and everything, that's going to be cut out of your life this week, okay? Or you're at least not going to have so many issues with it this week, okay? Some people just don't have anything better to do than to get into other people's business, you know, and they don't have interesting lives, so they talk about other people who are like you, that have really amazing lives, and you're happy, and you're, you know, and all this great stuff's going on. So just know that that's coming up, you know. The only other thing that this could mean, that I think maybe like 10% of you it could be referring to, is that there's a social group that's going to leave you out of something that they plan. But it's like, I'm also getting a, like, if that's you, please don't take it personally. It's just that's actually going to be beneficial, so that you can spend more time with your person, okay? We have first light, so we have you guys beginning a new cycle. You know, with the new month, you know, and all of that kind of stuff, beginning a new cycle doesn't surprise me. I got that with another pile as well, that there was going to be like a close to one cycle, you know, or phase, and opening up to a new one. Just know that it's, you know, it's natural, and it's not going to be uncomfortable. It's just basically your relationship maturing and growing, okay? And then we have learning, okay? So you guys are going to be going through some, I mean, that it makes sense that you would have some changes this week if you guys are learning more about each other, and learning more about the relationship, and the roles you want to play in that relationship. Basically what I'm getting is a very positive, very, very positive, very happy week for you guys, okay? So I don't think you have anything to worry about at all, at least not in your relationship. Alrighty, those of you who picked the 5th pile, the purple fluorite. Let's see what you have here. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, we have the 5 of Rods, but it's in the reverse. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I am being told to put the 5 of Rods in the upright position. All of them are supposed to be read in the upright position. Sorry, I didn't know. All right, so then we've got the mountain, we've got the tree, we've got fogged in, and we have get clear. Wow. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and start with the tarot. Okay, somebody's clinging to the relationship a lot, and they're more needy lately. And I have a kind of a dueling message for that. If you're the person that's clinging, just understand that that can be a little scary. Okay, sometimes. And if you have some major needs, try to find some other people and resources that you can tap into, because your person can't take care of everything. You know, for those of you who it's your person, you know, understand that your person's really not feeling very secure in the relationship right now, and that's what they need. They need to feel more secure. And by clinging and being, you know, really clingy, it's like that's their way of coping with it, okay? Instead of saying, you know, well, I'd like you to do this, or I need for you to do this, they'd rather just kind of engage in that behavior. For some of you guys, this might be coming up as jealousy too. For those of you who are married, I'm being told just a few of you might have some issues with money this week, but it'll be over by the end of the week, okay? 5 of Rods, I feel like you guys might get into a little tiff this week, okay? Don't worry about it, because I'm not getting any indication that you guys are breaking up. I'm just getting that you guys might have a little bit of a fight, but it's interesting because, you know, again, what I was saying about the 4 of Pentacles, you know, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles at the end, you know, by the end of the week, you guys are you're going to be made up, you're going to be feeling good, and everything's going to be going well. So, yeah, keep that in mind. because this is where you're going to be by the end of the week, which is in a really good place. Okay, basically you have all the things that you need. You're happy. You're feeling stable, and you're feeling like, you know, your relationship's in a really good spot. So we have the mountain. The mountain, you know, represents some obstacles. I really feel like the obstacles referring to the Five of Rods energy. This is about bickering, about maybe fighting, you know, having a tiff, like what I was calling it, you know, maybe some competition between the two of you. So just know that there's going to be blocks there, and it's going to end up affecting your health a little bit, okay? And I'm talking like maybe those of you who have anxiety disorders might be feeling it that way. Those of you who get stressed out easily or are already stressed, you might be experiencing it as increased stress, okay? Some of you guys might have more problems sleeping, okay? So we've got the fogged in card, okay? This lets me know that one of you or both of you aren't thinking very clearly this week too. Gosh, I hate delivering negative, you know, stuff, but it's like, you know, this is just the way it, you know, you guys, sometimes people have great weeks, sometimes they don't, you know, and this is just not such a great week, you know, but by the end it's going to be good. But yeah, it just feels like there's some kind of mental fog, some kind of cloud, where it's almost like if you've read A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. It's like that. It's almost like the fog is gonna come down, and it's almost like the world is playing a little bit of tricks on you. And then by the end of the week, the fog's gonna go away and everything's gonna be great. You know? So we have it get clear. So yeah, seek mental clarity. Because really, whatever's causing this, and whatever's, you know, going back to the health, the tree represents health. You know, I really feel like, you know, whatever this fog is in your mind, and your person too, both of you are going to be going through it, which is, you know, that's another thing. It's bad enough when you're having your own issues, but it's another thing when you're having your own issues and then your person's having them too, and you don't really have anybody to process that through. But yeah, get clear. In this particular picture, we see somebody who's reading, maybe she's journaling. Just examine your thoughts, be aware of them, monitor them, try to figure out what's causing the uncertainty or the lack of clarity and the confusion, okay? And just know, as you're going through your week, that by the end of the week, okay, you're going to be feeling like this, all right? Like the Queen of Pentacles. And like, let me tell you about her. She's so stable, and yeah, she's stable. She's got what she wants. She has all the resources that she needs. She's a very powerful person, and, you know, and she can manifest things, you know, she can manifest a lot in her life. She's kind of like the Empress, but maybe, you know, surprisingly an even more earthly Empress, right? So don't worry, you'll get through it, and you'll come out fine, but it seems like it's going to be more of a hectic week, guys. Sorry. All right, pile number 6. Those of you who picked the white opalite. We have the Five of Swords, the Knight of Rods. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it is the Knight of Rods. I was getting confused. And then the Moon. Oh, and look at this. We've got the Moon again, and mice. Then we've got Unknown Territory and Mental Repetition. Okay, wow, guys. So for me, especially in relationships, I see the Moon as hidden feelings, you know, people who have feelings that they're not being completely open about. You know, I don't feel like it's dishonesty. I just feel like it's something that you definitely, whether you're the person who's doing this or not, you have access to this, but the light just hasn't been shown on it, basically. And if you were to ask directly, you know, and if it's not you, if you were to ask directly, that person would be a little bit resistant to opening up, you know? They would prefer to kind of keep it inside and still kind of, kind of, you know, think about it, right? So I think it's amazing that we've got the moon twice, and then we have unknown territory over here, because that's basically the same idea 3 times, okay? And in this particular case, the moon does not differ that much from the Lenormand as it does from the tarot, okay? An additional thing that the moon does mean, though, is timing, okay? Timing, phases, you know, that kind of thing. And we've got the mice, and the mice always take away from something, okay? So basically, either you or your person or both are kind of getting tired of waiting around, and you want to, and it's like you guys want to just, you know, get to the point and start making things happen between the two of you and that kind of stuff. So this is going to be a week where something, you know, like something's going to open a little bit more. Let's say your relationship has had a door closed, right? And let's say, you know, when you met each other, the door became unlocked, and then you guys got to know each other a little bit, and the door kind of cracked. I feel like this week, you know, that door is going to get open a little bit further, okay? You know, just to use a metaphor there, you know, because it's like this is imminent. This is going to happen, okay? One thing about the unknown territory is that it's like you're right where you need to be. I mean, that's exactly what it says. You are exactly where you need to be. But, I mean, you're where you need to be, and it's like you're putting trust and faith in the universe to bring the two of you together and to just, you know, sort it out, okay? With the mental repetition, though, I think that there's something that's been going round and round in circles in your mind and in your partner's mind where maybe you're having the same, like, argument or the same hang-up over and over again. Just know that this... I feel like this is going to be broken this week. I feel like something's going to happen, and it's going to be this kind of, like, going around and around the same topic, you know, like running in circles is going to, you know, it's going to clear up. Sorry, I'm pausing because I'm trying to find the right words. I know that's really important to use the right words in this. Let's go back to the tarot, though, because I didn't talk about the 5 of Swords or the Knight of Rods. Be sensitive to your partner if you get into a situation where you are kind of having a battle of wits, you know, or maybe the two of you are hanging out somewhere and maybe you try to one-up them or they try to one-up you. Understand that it's not meant to start a problem, you know. It's just somebody wanting to feel like superior, not necessarily to you. If it's you that this happens to and your person kind of one-ups you, know that they're not trying to feel superior to you. They're just showing off. It's like bravado, okay? It's like they're just trying to, you know, be seen as more, you know, more smart than, you know, they feel like they're being perceived as, okay? So you might find that your person's acting a little bit prideful. And just know that if you feel offensed by that, make sure you talk to them about that in private rather than in public, okay? Because it would just, I mean, it's an ego issue, basically. You know, it would really, really hurt their ego to mention it in public. It would just start a huge argument, and you guys really don't want to go through that, right? If it's you, just know that this is going to hurt your person. Your person's going to feel hurt by this, okay? And if you catch yourself doing that sometime this week, make sure that you go back to your person and you talk about it with them, okay? Because you know, they'll probably feel like you were saying something or doing something to kind of make them feel like they weren't as smart as you or something like that, when you just wanted to appear smart. That was it, you know? We've got the Knight of Rods, okay? This guy's passionate. He wants to move forward. He wants to take action. I think it's really interesting that we've got the Knight of Rods here and the Moon, right? Because this person wants to take action and this person wants to hold back, right? I feel like this dissonance here in your relationship, whether one is you and one is the other one, or whether you both feeling this kind of duality, I feel like this tension is really making some things happen. I know that might sound weird, but I mean, I feel like it's creating energy because it's, you know, it's like tension within you, and the energy that it's creating is starting to manifest this relationship stronger than it already is. So it's better, personally, I think it's better to eventually get to that point where you are able to express yourself in a more vulnerable way and be able to move forward with passion and all of that. But just know that this week might not be the time that happens, but your door is going to be open a little bit. And just know that if you've been very open about how you're feeling, your person feels a whole lot, but they're just not describing it yet. Okay. Yeah. So you've got a really interesting week. I like your week. This is very interesting. Looks like you're gonna go through some growth. Alright guys, thank you so much for staying till the end of my video. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys have any suggestions for a pick a card reading, I do add that to my list. You can either leave that as a comment here, or if you don't feel comfortable leaving something public, you can always send me an email. I get quite a few requests through email as well, and if you've already made a request and I haven't done that one yet, just know that it's already on my list, okay? I have a communications guy who goes through and he makes sure that every request is on my list, okay? Also, I can't tell you how much that I am grateful and thankful for you guys. You guys really, you guys make this channel happen. Without you guys, I would be like, okay, maybe this isn't, doing such a good job. Maybe I'm not a positive force in using this, And so when I see that I've got those likes, I've got new subscribers, I've got people commenting, and they're generally positive, it lets me know I'm doing what I'm supposed to. So thank you guys so much for all the great feedback. I love it. And I will see you at our next pick a card reading.